everyone and welcome to PhantomBrickz. I wanted to show you the finished haunted house mock that I made with the Lego Halloween 3-in-1 haunted house. I liked the build of the original, but I didn't like the fact it was open back and it was quite small. So I bought some more bricks in the colour, which was it sand green, something like that? Sand green, I think. And I bought more bricks and then added them to the mock, as well as some light grey and dark grey masonry bricks. So I've added more bricks to it so I can make it a solid build. There's Leo the cat. And I wanted to show you what the finished mock looked like. So I've done it so it's on like a bit of a hill. And I've run out of slope bricks, so at the minute I've disguised it a bit with leaves, but I will put more grey slope bricks on. I'm waiting for a delivery. So this is what it looks like, and it's got lighting, so I can get it to light up as well. I've got these little, let me just make sure it stays on green. I've got these little lights that they usually use to float in like ponds and stuff. And I've used that to light up pretty much all of my haunted spooky town. So then they're all light up, and I like it because it's remote control. So it's all lit up as well, as you can see. I've kept some of the original design, so obviously the front looks very similar, obviously. And then I've got my, I've got the little ghost in the window still. And I've added some more to the wall and the gateway, because it come with a very small gateway, and I wanted one with gargoyles on, and I've got a couple of these gargoyle Lego minifigures. I've just turned the faces around so they look more like statues. And then so it's on like a raised bit, so it looks like it's on a hill, on like a little rocky outcrop. I've got the tree that came with it down the side. So I've added spider web. I've changed the roof a little bit, and obviously what I've done is I've added bricks to the back. So let me show you. I ran out of black, so I've had to do the roof in like a beigey colour. As you can see, there's a full back on it now. And then if I whiz round, that's what I've made the side look like. Probably could have done with adding these windows on the other side, but I wasn't sure where in my spooky town the house was going to go. But I can change that because I want to make it a bit bigger. I've got a couple of windows on this side as well. I could probably do putting one more down there next to that one, maybe. Oh, my piece of wood's fell down. There you go. So that's what the full mock looks like so far. And I've got it next to the little graveyard I've built. And the graveyard is using the hidden side graveyard set. But I've took it all apart and I've used the bits of it in my own design, because it was quite long and it went widthways, and I needed it to fit in this narrow gap because this was the only gap I've got left at the moment. I do want to expand the spooky town a bit more, but I've just got to work out the logistics of that. So for now it's in this format. So I've got like a autumn tree, and got some goth kids going into the graveyard, daring each other to go in. I've got some monsters scaring off a girl from the house. I've got a little like goblin dude hanging out at the side, and a minotaur. I've got loads of like little minifigures that I've added that I collected over years because I've always loved Halloween and stuff. So I've got like a collection of like spooky Lego minifigures. So like I've got that little ghost and the mummy. I've got the Yeti and the zombie cheerleader girl. And I've got various little skeletons and witches and things around. And zombies. So yeah, this is the mock that I've made so far. And what I've done is where I kind of needed some more bricks, I've used the masonry bricks. And because I've spaced them out and not had it where there's like a solid wall of masonry bricks, I think it looks better. Kind of looks like the paint's like peeled off on the outside of the house, exposing the brickwork. So I kind of try to keep it as scattered around as possible. So most of the build is in the same colour with just bits here and there. I did have to tweak the posts. Not ideal. I've had to add loads of extra bits here because I've run out of bricks. I want to change how I do the posts and do like a bit so it's up the top a bit more. I've knocked that because that's not lined up right. I need to fix that. That's all at an angle. It's not supposed to be. So I do want to change the posts. Like I'll have it where I've got like, I don't know, spooky skull heads at the top or something. But again, I've run out of bricks for that. So that's all I can do for now. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how that looks. So instead of it just being the bog standard 3-in-1 haunted house, I've made it so it looks more like a solid house build. And I do like having my lighting. So yeah, hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.